Arena Breakout Infinite, recently released on Steam and Epic, bringing in a lot of new players. You may have seen your favorite streamers like, for example, Shroud. If you're a Tarkov guy, you may have seen Peanut. You may have seen all these people streaming the game. You may have hopped on and been like, wow, there are a lot of teams at 3 to 4 and they're super geared. I keep on losing, you know? And I understand that. You see, I'm a bit of an unk. My reflexes aren't really what they used to be. You know, I can't be pushing full teams like that. But that's where this strategy comes in. Ratting. You know, I know a lot of people are going to say, ratting isn't actually a viable strategy, ratting isn't that good. But let me show you something. This is Landmark, one of the best looter shooter streamers out there, with a full T6 armor set on. Look at what happens to him against a rat. Lead down him. Granted, he gets up, because he has teammates, but I just want you to think about that. One of the best players for extraction looter shooters, with a full T6 armor set, with a P90, which is one of the best guns in the game, dies in 3 shots. He doesn't even see the guy, he doesn't even shoot back. That shows that ratting is very, very viable, because there aren't many chads who can say, yeah, I downed Landmark wearing a full T6 set of armor and it didn't take that much effort. He didn't even shoot back. Not many people can say that, but rats can, and that's the beauty of ratting. For example, look closely at this clip. The reason I killed this guy is because, number 1, he had no idea I was there. I'm in a tree. Number 2, he had his knife out because, back to number 1, he had no idea I was there. I was in a tree. And number 3, he was so overloaded on loot, he could not run. Couldn't even run. So I kill him, I take the loot, and I get out with 5 million Cohen in 3 shots. You see, you gotta do what you gotta do to make Cohen. If that was a fair fight, I probably would've lost. You know, some people, they rush safes. Some people try to find love in a truck stop bathroom. Some people sit in rat spots. I don't judge how you make your Cohen. But as a rat, you should never be in a fair fight. I usually don't win those, especially against like 3 to 4 geared players, which is what you see a lot of the time. However, I'm teaching you a few things how to rat effectively. Number 1, map knowledge. You pick one map and you stick with it. You find the rat spots, you find the POIs, you find where people are usually, you find the extracts, you find the spawns. Let's say, for example, this is the farm map, one of my favorite maps. It's small, the POIs are all very close together. It's a very easy map to play and learn. That's why it's the first map that you probably play on. If you respawn here, where do you think the enemy spawns are? The enemy spawns are here, here, and here. This is the worst spawn on the map, but you usually wouldn't know that, especially if you're a new player. You know, you need to learn the map. Pick one map and you stick with it for a while at least. Obviously you don't want to stick on a map forever, but like you need to know where the spawns are and you need to basically be able to get on your feet and be able to make Cohen. Number 2, risk to reward ratio. You should always try to come out of the raid in profit. You should always shoot to make more than you came in with. And you should always shoot to make it to where you can do that on a somewhat regular basis, you know? If you're exclusively running in with 2 million Cohen kits, it's going to be hard to confidently make all that money back, unless you're very good at the game. But if you're very good at this game, what the hell are you doing? Number 3, when you rat, you're not always going to kill somebody. There are going to be times where you just miss somebody, or maybe you're just in a pretty dead raid without many players, or maybe you're just missing people, you know what I mean? You always want to have a few spots in mind where people don't usually loot, where you can get a good amount, you know? For example, one of my favorite ways to do this is, if I don't kill anybody, and I don't think anybody else is on the map, I will go to key areas. For example, motel, barn trade. There are a lot of key areas that require you to use a key to get into loot. A lot of the times, these chads won't really do that, because usually they're so poor, they're more focused on, I need this T6 armor, I need to spray this M995 out of this HK, rather than key rooms and reds, you know? Reds are very interesting in this game. Usually they go for about 1.5 million Cohen, which is a lot, you know what I mean? So always try to go to the rat spots or the loot spots that aren't really, you know, people don't usually go to them. It's pretty safe to loot there, and there's quite a bit of loot, you know? Always have a spot like that in the back of your mind, in case you don't kill anybody. That way you can come out with a little bit of profit. That way it's worth it. Number 4, know when to reposition. For example, look at this clip. Man, I killed the guy, right? The man shoots me with an M110. I'm pretty sure he has a thermal. Not sure. He may not have, but I run away, and I go all the way to the other side of the map. That's good enough repositioning, you know? If someone knows where you are, don't try to fight them head on, especially if you're a rat. That goes into number 5, this clip does. As you can see here, I see dead bodies here. This is a POI. Basically, I see these dead bodies and I look at the time. The time basically isn't long enough in the raid for bots to respawn. And what are these footsteps? It has to be a player. I don't even have to see them, and I know chances are it's a player. That's a big thing. You need to know the AI, you need to know stuff like that. That way you can pull off a call like that without even seeing anybody, without endangering yourself. So, I know they're there, I run away, and I reposition to another rat spot nearby. I hear one run to my right, and I hear one run to my left. I'm in a spot where basically everywhere behind me is elevated area. So they can't really see me from behind. So, I hear him, I let him pass a little bit, so he's kind of out of the zone where he can just spring me down. I stand up, I see him, and I kill him. But that is how you rat. Those are a few tips that I have for you, especially if you're not that good at the game. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I guess I'll see you guys in Kimono.